Hello and welcome to this video on creating a Saekei. Saekei is the bonsai word used for a landscape and literally translates as painted landscape. This is similar to Penjing. By comparison with most bonsai styles, Saekei is very particular with the shape of the ground, whereas this is not important in bonsai. Saekei is all about creating a natural landscape, and it does not emphasize the features or characteristics of a single tree. A typical Saekei is contained in a large ceramic tray with low sides. Within the tray, rocks and soil are arranged to suggest a natural landscape. These can be copies of real places or something idealistic, whether that is a mountain, a seaside, a forest park. This involves the use of small trees, much smaller than your standard bonsai. In many cases, specimens that would be used in main bonsai are appropriate. The entire design may be made to be viewed from a single perspective, very much like a diorama. This will often involve the same approaches as with planting a forest, where smaller trees are to the rear of the display and larger ones are to the front, which creates a sort of perspective. A Saekei is usually contained in a large ceramic tray that has low edges. Inside the tray are soil, rocks, and pebbles arranged carefully to create the natural landscape. To understand this better, let's consider an example in the making. As a Saekei, this plain brown oval tray becomes a rock and temple mountain with a river flowing between. You begin by adding some soil to the bottom of the tray. This helps in leveling everything later and provides a water reservoir for the plants that will come. It also means you do not damage your tray. Do not forget to water this at the start, as it will help in getting the right depth for everything. Then start with your large rocks, and medium rocks in this case. And then add soil. If this is a long-term project that will be repotted regularly, consider gluing your rocks in place. Add your trees and props. After adding these, make sure everything is set where you want it. It will be harder to change later. Now you add your small gravel, and in some cases sand. In this example, it acts as an intermediary to the large rocks and medium rocks. The other use is to symbolize the water flowing between the two sides. This is done by choosing differently colored gravel. Generally speaking, you are supposed to use naturally colored stone, none of the blue, red, green, or other brightly colored products that are available to create the natural appearance. Whilst the rules are not necessarily strictly adhered to at Saekei, that one is. Water everything in and wait to see if any tree dies unexpectedly. These should be replaced when possible. Due to the small size, in many cases, that is much easier done than in a large forest planting. Watering serves another purpose. It washes your rocks clean and will set any moss in place. In this example, the back of the left-hand mound is covered in moss rather than muck or more rocks. This particular example relies heavily on rocks for its craggy, hardy appearance. Others may choose something more in line with plains by using moss, a forest-like design with many trees and a relatively flat surface, or a nearly pure rock formation for a mountainous feel. This is a very informal style of bonsai. You can be very relaxed with this, and you can use species that are even less typical, such as this example with a gardenia in a rock formation. Thank you for watching this video. If you have found it interesting or useful, consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. Please post any comments, questions, or suggestions below.